Coming up, we take a deep dive into the CZ Shadow 2 and the CZ Tactical Sport 2. Trusted by the best professional shooters in the industry, these guns have legions of loyal fans and a long list of first place rankings at competitions the world over. So, how do they compare? Which one is better? And perhaps most important, which one is right for you? Stick around and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Today we have a very special treat for you, 2 guns for the price of 1. This is the CZ Shadow 2, and this is the CZ Tactical Sport 2. Now, both of these guns might look very similar, but they are in fact quite different. So if you were thinking about getting into the CZ game and you're curious as to which one of these guns might be right for you, we're gonna tell you everything you need to know. Clearly we have our work cut out for us, so let's get started. First off, let's talk about both guns at the same time. They do share a lot of similarities, and I'm happy to report that these are all very good. To begin, each of these guns was built in the image of the legendary CZ75. This design has been around for over 50 years. It has been battle-tested the world over, and it has proven itself time and time again. Both the Shadow 2 and the Tactical Sport 2 are extremely well built. If you are a fan of refined craftsmanship, there is some very serious quality baked right into their DNA. Each has a solid steel construction from top to bottom. There is no plastic to be found anywhere. In short, both guns are made to withstand a nuclear blast and keep right on ticking. Naturally, this elevated level of quality leads directly to our next category, reliability. Both the Shadow 2 and the Tactical Sport 2 have Glock-level reliability. No matter what you throw at them, they do not jam and they do not fail. Nor do they require fancy match-grade ammunition. These guns devour cheap rounds with a voracious appetite. So you can shoot on a budget, feed them anything you want, and they both run like monsters. Each of these pistols comes standard with a very nice set of adjustable rear sights and a fiber optic front. They can also be purchased straight from the factory with optics cuts that are ready to accommodate your favorite red dot of choice. Okay, now that we're on the subject of ammunition and magazines and all these kinds of things, there is one thing that I want to make abundantly clear right up front. The CZ Tactical Sport 2 and the Shadow 2 do not have cross-compatible magazines. Tactical Sport 2 magazines only work with the Tactical Sport 2. Shadow 2 magazines only work with the Shadow 2. It would be super cool if they were all cross-compatible and you could just buy one gun and hot swap all of your mags, but unfortunately, that is just not the case. Somewhere along the line, CZ decided to separate the DNA of these 2 guns. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. It's unbelievable. It's like holding a kitten while she sneezes. There's absolutely no recoil to this pistol whatsoever. It is one of the most superbly engineered pieces of hardware I have ever held. Oh my gosh. Moving right along, both guns have excellent recoil mitigation because the CZ75 internal slide design is a winning formula in the physics department. The slide modules have far less mass than the grip modules. Weight distribution is balanced towards the bottom of the gun where it belongs. As a result, recoil impulse and muzzle flip are very minimal. Both guns shoot very flat and get back on target with no trouble whatsoever. Furthermore, the solid steel construction absorbs vibration like no other material in the world. Firing a Shadow 2 is like holding a puppy while he hiccups, and firing a Tactical Sport 2 is like holding a kitten while she farts. Long story short, recoil simply does not stand a chance against these winning designs. There are no ports blowing gases up into the air, and there are no mechanical compensators adding unnecessary complications. These guns use top-tier quality, solid steel construction, and good old-fashioned physics to maintain a laser-straight sight picture with every round. So at the end of the day, we have super high quality, unstoppable reliability, and buttery smooth action. This is not an easy trifecta to come by, and yet both guns deliver like champions. Okay, it sounds like both of these guns have everything you could ever want. So what makes them different? And which one is right for you? To start, let's aim our focus on the Tactical Sport 2. The main thing that makes this gun different from all the other CZ75 style pistols is the single action only trigger. The TS2 is built expressly for competition. It has a whopping 5.3-inch barrel and a full-length solid steel dust cover to match. The gun is very long and very heavy. It's not meant for concealment. It's meant to be out in the open, on the range, blasting holes through the A-zone during competitions. The dust cover does not include a Picatinny rail. There can be no lights, no lasers, nor any form of attachable counterbalance. And the truth is, you don't need to hang any of that stuff off the front of your gun because the pistol is perfectly balanced as is. As a result, the TS2 only comes out during the daytime. It cannot be used to fight crime in the darkness, nor can it be used to defend your household in the dead of night. Circling back to the single action trigger, we find a marvelous piece of engineering. It has a flat face with a light and crispy pull. The reset is minute, allowing you to engage your follow-up shots within a fraction of a second. When we look at the slow motion footage, you can see my finger bouncing all over the place. This is simply because I have the trigger discipline of a caveman who is drunk on fermented mastodon beef. If you were to put this gun into the hands of an actual talented shooter, it basically becomes a fully automatic weapon. So in retrospect, the Tactical Sport 2 is a dedicated target pistol designed specifically for the competition world. It runs fast, hot, and accurate, delivering a smooth line of bullets downrange with almost impossible precision. If you are looking for your next competition pistol, the TS2 could well be your golden ticket to the top of the podium. All right, as we can see, the TS2 is very specific. Now, onto the Shadow. The TS2 is essentially designed to do one job: reign supreme at the match. In contrast, the Shadow 2 is designed to do all the jobs and reign supreme at pretty much everything. The Shadow is a formidable competition pistol in and of itself, and many experts have used these guns to crush matches all around the world. It is also an ideal gun for everyday carry, personal defense, home defense, military combat operations, and police duty. This gun does it all, and it has virtually no weaknesses that we can identify. Okay, if you had to pick something, it's big and it's heavy, so it's not all that easy to conceal. But I'm not really going to count that against it at all. The Shadow 2 has a double action, single action trigger. The double action pull allows you to safely carry the gun with a round in the chamber, so you don't have to worry about it accidentally going off in the holster and blowing a hole through your leg. The Shadow does include a Picatinny rail, meaning that you can add any accessory that you see fit. Lights, lasers, you name it. If you need to go to work in the middle of the night, this gun can operate in virtually any tactical environment you require. The trigger is nothing short of excellent. It is slightly heavier than that of the TS2, making it more suitable for real-world defensive situations. But like any gun, you can modify the trigger to make it lighter if you want to customize your Shadow 2 for competitions. I've said this before, and I think it bears repeating now. If I could only have one pistol for the rest of my life, for the zombie apocalypse end of the world, the CZ Shadow 2 would hands down be my top pick. Let's talk price. As of this recording, these guns both come in at a fairly hefty price tag, especially if you are comparing them to something like a basic Glock. However, when we see how they stack up against other competition pistols, they quickly start to look like the deal of the century. As you can see, the TS2 is more expensive than the Shadow 2. The TS2 is larger, it contains more steel, and it has a slightly more refined trigger. And when something is designed specifically for competition, you're just gonna pay more for it. All right, so it's time for the million-dollar question: which one of these guns shoots better? I don't think there's any way for me to answer this question without getting in trouble with at least someone, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think the TS2 edges out the Shadow just a tiny little bit. It's just a bigger gun. It has a longer barrel, it has more steel, it has a more refined trigger, and it gives you a little bit more of a plus shooting experience. Now, I could be wrong. There are plenty of people who will probably tell you that they prefer the Shadow over the TS2 and vice versa. Either way, it's an excellent shooting experience. The guns are neck and neck, and so if you're shooting either one of these pistols out on the range, you are having a winning day. CZ Tactical Sport 2. Completely awesome. CZ Shadow 2. Also completely awesome. Either way, you just can't go wrong. All right, if you could pick just one of these guns, which one would you choose? That again, I think comes down to specifics. If you are a dedicated competition shooter and you are looking for a pistol for your next competition, the TS2 was built specifically for you. If you're the kind of person who wants an all-around gun that can do everything very, very well, the Shadow 2 is the way to go. If I could only keep one of these, and thank goodness I don't have to choose, but if I could only keep one of them, the Shadow 2 provides much more versatility. This gun is good at everything. You could tune this thing up to be an expert competition pistol, but as is, straight out of the box, it's great for home defense, personal carry, everyday carry, competition, whatever you could possibly want. Whereas the TS2 is very, very specific down into the competition wheelhouse. So of the two, if you could only carry one gun for the rest of your life, my choice hands down, CZ Shadow 2. In conclusion, both of these guns deliver top-tier performance and unparalleled reliability. You can't go wrong with either one. However, now that you know the difference between the two, you can make a much more informed decision on which one is right for you. If you want a dedicated competition pistol, the TS2 can run circles around pretty much any other gun at the match. And if you want a gun that does everything with superb performance to include competitions, the Shadow 2 is also a great choice. And choice is the name of the game. Get one, get the other, or do what you really want to do and just get both. At the end of the day, CZ is a winning family, any way you slice it. All right, friends, as always, thank you so much for joining us. I certainly hope that you had fun on our little CZ adventure. Now, if you have any interesting stories about the Shadow 2 or the TS2, please be sure to drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. We have a lot of cool new stuff coming up, and I don't want you to miss out. That's going to do it for now. Stay sharp. See you next time.